welcome to the Strategene Podcast. I'm Abby Nelson, and joining me today is
Shayna Yaquino,
Allie Grant,
Aiden Cowan,
Hannah Hannibert,
Elizabeth Miller.
And our topic today is how the social media algorithm is affected and how it affects you. Shayna researched the latest in how TikTok is shaping content trends and creator growth. Could you introduce us to what you discovered?
Yes, thank you. I've been researching the evolution of search engine optimization in the age of artificial intelligence, and I'm discovering AI is changing everything we know about SEO.
Let's talk about TikTok's For You page, or FYP. It's the first thing you see when you open the app, and it has a big influence on what goes viral and who gets noticed. TikTok is different from other platforms because you don't need a huge following to get seen. According to later.com, the FYP recommends videos based on what users interact with and not just who's popular. This gives smaller creators a real chance to grow. A report by The Social Cat says that brands are now working with more micro and nano influencers because their content feels more real and their audiences are more engaged. When creators use trending sounds, real-life moment, and smart captions, the algorithm picks up on it and watches how people react and pushes those videos out to even more viewers. And according to Hootsuite, TikTok tracks what we watch, like, and share. If a video keeps people interested, it spreads fast. That's how trends can go viral in just a few hours. And it's not just about going viral, it's about reaching the right people. An article on LinkedIn explains how TikTok communities are becoming more niche, with users looking for content that feels specific to their interests, like book talk or clean talk. So the FYP doesn't just show what's popular, it helps create it. With the right mix of content, anyone can grow fast and find their audience. I'm Shayna, and this is Strategene.
Okay, what I found really interesting is how this approach is shaping not just social media, but also what we think about how we think about visibility online in general. And my question is, how do you think it's getting easier or harder to stand out when algorithms are doing so much of the decision making?
Yeah, I think it's becoming a lot harder to stand out because algorithms control what most people see online, and then they're often favoring popular or trending content over new and unique ideas. However, brands that share authentic, behind-the-scenes stories can still connect deeply with their audience, while algorithms influence reach, understanding how they work, and can actually help creators succeed through consistent posting, using trending sounds or hashtags, and encourage engagement. Still, no algorithm can replace genuine creativity or emotional connections. Even in a crowded feed, authentic storytelling and relatable content will always find a way to stand out.
Oh, thanks, Shayna and Ollie. This is such an important topic today as we look at how AI really is changing the way we receive content, right? We're calling it the TikTokification, and it's kind of crazy to see it all happen. So just thank you. Excellent research. It's been fun to hear about it. So let's move to our next segment. Elizabeth, you've been looking into actions you can take to boost your content. Tell us.
Yeah, thank you, Abby. I have always thought posts just go viral, that they're just lucky, but there's actually strategy behind it. So I'm going to tell you guys why certain posts go viral and others don't. I'm going to be talking about actions you can take to boost your content. Why do you guys think certain posts go viral and others don't? Let's talk about it to crack the code. Creating viral content, this source is from KA Publish, and they say viral content results from a mix of emotional triggers, timing, and strategic storytelling. Emotional intensity, your key to engagement. I know when I see a video of a little baby, I am immediately attached. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so cute and chubby. Anyway, my next slide is 3 ways to catch people's eyes. This source is from Cress, and they say, number 1, use storytelling to build emotional tension. Number 2, hook users in the first 3 seconds of a reel. And number 3, visuals matter more than ever. Color psychology plays a role. Be consistent. This source is from Platform Journey, and they say, well-designed, visually appealing posts that adhere to a recognizable style or theme can help increase engagement and the likelihood of virality. This is especially important for creators or brands aiming to build recognition and consistency. And my last slide, I want to share about shares. The source is from Realtors Network, and they say,
What makes people share? People don't share content for fun. They do it for identity, emotion, and belonging. Here's what drives most shares. Self-expression. This is so me. Social proof. Everyone's talking about this. Emotion. This made me laugh, cry, rage, etc. And here is my slide for all my sources.
Awesome. And as you can see there is strategy behind it. And people that are famous on social media know the tricks and tips. And so that leads me to my question for you guys is, what is your favorite viral content and how do you see the creator's success in their viral videos?
While I was watching your video, I thought of Emma Chamberlain. She's so popular now.
Iconic.
Yeah, and she's grown with the internet.
Mm.
And when she first started, she was a blogger. And I remember watching her videos as I was in high school, and she would just show her life.
Mm-hmm.
And she was my age, so I related to it. But watching your video, you were talking about what catches people's eyes. And really, she would show her personality, but she would also cut it in a way where at the beginning, she would get your attention, like she's doing something crazy or, says something that's just silly. And then you're like, okay, wait, what's going on? Like, I want to watch more. You're hooked. And she's really grown. She started collaborating with other creators who are also super popular. And then brands started reaching out to her, and she chose to work with the brands that matched her audience. She wouldn't work with brands that didn't quite fit her brand or would relate to the audience. Being relatable is super, super important. And then she started her own brand, Chamberlain Coffee.
Yeah.
And it matches her aesthetic and it matches her audience as well.
Yeah, something I love that you said was she's entertaining, and a point in my video was hook users in the first 3 seconds, and I think she accomplishes that.
Oh, definitely.
Ellie, did you have thoughts on this? No? Okay, sorry. I love that, you guys. That's so fun. It's fun to see us dive in a little bit and actually look at a case study like Emma Chamberlain, who's doing it so well right now, right? Content is engaging and it's fun, and it should be something that attracts our audience that we continue to produce and to come up with. So nice job. Elizabeth, thank you. Allie, sorry, this is where let's look at what you've been looking into. How videos and behind the scene draw people into your content.
Thanks, guys. You know that moment when a brand shows the messy, real part of creating something and you can't help but watch? I'm going to tell you why those videos draw viewers into that specific content. Behind the scenes of content creation. Have you ever stopped scrolling because a brand showed what happened behind the scenes? That's not an accident. It's one of the most powerful ways to connect with an audience today. Research shows that video-first content dominates social media because it feels fast, authentic, and relatable. According to the Curator.io, behind-the-scenes videos work because they humanize your brand and make followers feel like the insiders. The Hayward Chamber of Commerce adds that brands using BTS clips often see boosts in trust and sales, since viewers respond to genuine, unscripted moments. Academic research in the Journal of Broadcasting and Electronic Media found that authenticity and curiosity are major predictors of viewer engagement when people watch behind-the-scenes footage. In other words, showing your audience how your product is made, or even a glimpse of your team at work, builds both credibility and excitement. Think of it this way: a bakery sharing the decorating process, a tech startup filming casual office brainstorming, or a filmmaker showing production tricks. All of these give audience a reason to care. Behind-the-scenes content is not just about transparency, it's about storytelling that pulls people in and makes the brand memorable. Okay, as you can see, behind-the-scenes content isn't just a filler, it's strategy. People crave authenticity, and when brands show real moments, it builds trust and connection. That leads me to my question for you guys. What is your favorite content creator that shows behind-the-scenes footage, and what makes those videos so intriguing?
Hannah, this is actually really funny because my favorite content creator is also Emma Chamberlain. She started as a vlogger, as you said, but she's now a very successful entrepreneur. And she's transparent about her creative process, whether she's filming a podcast or like shooting a brand collab or showing the cows of her everyday life. And what makes her content so intriguing is that she doesn't hide the messy parts. She shares thoughts about mental health, self-confidence, and all of that. And that honesty makes you feel connected with her. And from a marketing perspective, it's smart because it builds real trust with her audience.
Something I've been thinking about too with behind the scenes is the Dancing with the Stars right now.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing amazing with that. The TikToks and the Reels. I saw one this morning of Andy, and Andy is not a good dancer in any way, shape, or form. But he is kept in because I think it's because of the Reels, honestly. He's so funny, and that's his job. He's a comedian. But having those behind the scenes moments makes you feel more and more invested in the show.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
I want to add to that because I feel like behind the scenes content is kind of how social media started, right? It started as a social platform that people came together to connect. And then it kind of evolved and became this beautiful platform of curated feeds, right? Of just beautiful, beautiful images. And then now we're kind of swinging back to where it started in this behind the scenes content, sharing the real life behind what's going on behind those beautiful images. So we're seeing it happen now with businesses and the connection we create. Dancing Stars is a great example, right? We see now TikTok lives, and it's just creating more and more of that conversation. So it plays a huge part in the algorithm and that connection piece of with our viewers and our audience, and just creating that final connection. So, Aiden, let's hear from you.
Thanks, Allie, Shayna, and Elizabeth. Have you ever wondered why audio is the main source for why people post the things they might post, such as on social media platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, etc.? To start, let's discuss why algorithm matters. They're not just about showing random videos, they help highlight trending content and reveal what captures people's interest in today's digital age, which will lead into my next question. Thanks, Allie, Shania, and Elizabeth. Have you ever wondered why audio is the main source for why people post the things they might post on social media platforms, such as TikTok, Instagram, and etc.? Trending content can reveal what captures people's interest in today's digital world. Audio increases what the algorithm makes. So how can you improve the metrics of how the algorithm is affected by the audio? Here are some actionable tips. Our first tip comes from a source at With Feeling. Audio plays a key role in influencing the algorithm because it boosts engagement and strengthens the message you want to convey to your audience. Using popular sounds can capture people's attention more effectively. Our second tip comes from Algo Academy. Digital audio technology has transformed the way we produce, store, and enjoy music. Every stream track or virtual instrument relies on an intricate algorithms that work to compress, create, and process sound effectively. Tip 3, sound isn't just heard, it's felt. In marketing animations, explainer videos, or short films, strong sound design turns visuals into engaging experiences. And finally, don't forget to keep an eye on your trending audio metrics. To learn more or review the sources mentioned in this episode, check out the show notes and attributions at the end of the podcast. For Stranazine, I'm Aiden Cowan. Thanks for tuning in. Be honest, have you ever posted something just because you heard a trending sound and thought, yeah, I need to use this one?
Honestly, I definitely have, and I think a lot of people have as well. Something I love that you said in your video was sound isn't heard, it's felt. And the reason being, I am a videographer, and I love to capture and create adventurous videos. My social media algorithm is full of outdoorsy content. And when I see videos with transitions that go well with the beat of the audio, it just captures me, and I'll immediately save that sound because I want to create something with it. And I also feel like this goes with emotional connection as well, so that when I see a video and I can hear the sound and I feel connected to it. So I want to create something beautiful with it as well. And another example that I'm thinking of is I know that my sister, she loves TikTok, and when she sees trends, she wants to hop on that fun and learn a dance and post it with all her friends. So yeah.
Well, like your sister, I'm the same way. If I hear a sound that I think is very cool or something, I will jump on that trend and post it just like that. So for me, it's definitely sound does resonate with me and music resonates with me. So that's why I think sound's so important with the algorithm.
Yeah, I just want to add something. Like, I've never made a TikTok, but I yesterday was just telling my husband about the Twilight trend. I don't know if you guys have seen it, where they are running in slow motion. And so I showed him, and I was like, we should totally do it. And he's like, no. And I was like, come on. And so we ended up doing it, and it was so funny. But it was just so fun how the different sounds can make people want to do these different trends and how fun it can be.
Yeah, Allie, I am the same way. Like, I try and get my husband to hop on all these trends, and he's like, not for me. But I'm like, no, it'll be so fun.
It's funny how different contexts will change how you use the sound too. Because like you're talking about making them with your husbands, and it's kind of funny because you're getting a guy to do something like funny or like not like stereotypically a male thing. But at my work, I work at the radio station on campus. We'll have to apply sounds to our work. And that looks different than if like a sports team did the same sound or if you're just making a TikTok with your friends. So it's really interesting to see how the audio changes.
It's definitely interesting to see how like audio can play an impact in the situation you're in. For example, my sister was pregnant not too long ago, and she used audio that kind of played into the situation she was in, having a kid. I mean, there's trends on TikTok or in other social media platforms that have audio that will go along with your situation that can help share good content. So I feel like that's very imperative to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely, you guys. I always find it so, I mean, audio is impactful, right? I love when you said it's how you feel, right? Sometimes it's that nostalgic sound of let's bring back up Twilight, or right now, I don't know if you guys are watching this, but Wicked. I mean, that's kind of a big one right now in the audio space. And so coming in and saying, okay, let's put that video or that audio to my video or to a picture even, it creates a whole different emotion to that. So yeah, I loved it. Awesome topic. So fun to hear about. So thanks, Aiden. Hannah, you've been looking into caption writing. Now that we've talked audio and video, let's talk captions. How important is this?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a universal experience. Sometimes you're scrolling through posts and then all of a sudden you're reading something. You're stopped on something and the video will loop. So something that is really, really helpful with caption writing is the fact that it will give you more views. They might not actually be watching your content, but they're reading your content while it's playing over and over again, because Instagram and TikTok will replay your video while they're reading. And it's most likely because they use storytelling in their caption.
One way to influence the algorithm is through your captions. One of the most important things to incorporate in writing a caption is storytelling. So what is storytelling and what types of storytelling is out there? Storycraft with Cindy said there's one big difference between regular caption and a storytelling caption, with regular captions giving facts and agitating pain points to push users into action, and storytelling captions painting a picture in the reader's mind. According to Only Social Blog, there are narrative, anecdotal, humorous, and question storytelling captions, each one serving its own purpose. Getting into the little details, Mixbook says to think beyond what the picture or video is telling your followers, such as an important due date or a new accomplishment. It can also be helpful to include quotes from people involved in the post. Lastly, Content Marketing Institute brings a great question to the table. Does the headline or caption promise a benefit to the audience? Everyone loves a good story, but they also want to get to the point of your post. For additional information and to reference the sources used in the video, check out the show notes and attributions at the end of this podcast. For Stratazine, I'm Hannah Hannaberg.
Yeah, and so I wanted to pose a question. When does storytelling enhance a post And when does it distract from the main message?
My response to a personal story can be a great way of sharing about overcoming a challenge or an antidote, about a brand's journey, which can foster trust and build an emotional connection with the audience. Stories create empathy and can make readers oftentimes feel more personally invested in what you're sharing. However, sometimes, not all the time, if you're discussing something serious like a product failure or a sensitive topic, a humorous or lighthearted story might come off as tone deaf or inappropriate. Story is telling is all about context. The emotional tone of the story should align with the overall mood of the post. Otherwise, it can create a mismatch that undermines the message that you want to convey.
Yeah, I feel like you need to be authentic in your content. And so if your message doesn't match what the tone of the story is, then you're not being authentic with your audience. And that's really, really important. I like how you included that.
That's kind of the underlining message I wanted to portray, because I think a lot of times people will just share a message and it doesn't feel connected with what, like, because they'll go make a joke about something so sensitive that you'd be like, whoa, why would you say that? And I think that's kind of the message I really wanted to bring out there, was because people do say stuff like that and people do portray messages um, that could contradict what they're trying to get at.
Anything else you want to talk about for captions?
I think they're wonderful. I think that captions, they can make your audience feel more connected to you and understand more about you, especially if you share like personal moments, like wedding anniversaries or like the birth of a child. You have that day to like remember, and people will start remembering like, oh, like they're gonna have their like anniversary post this, coming up, and or a video that will commemorate this thing, or it makes them feel like they're a part of your family or your friend group, even if they aren't.
Yeah, absolutely. Something I love about captions, right? When we write really good captions, is it's that connection and that story. We talked about the importance of audio, but what we're finding in today's social media like realm and the way people consume social is sometimes they actually don't even have their audio on. And so having really good captions that capture the story down below, or even putting on captions onto your video, right? Having that ability to tell your story in a word form, right? So that somebody can actually read it. I don't know if you guys have ever pulled your phone out in class, but probably not turning the audio on, right? Or you've pulled it out in a place that's quiet. And so having that ability to tell that story is really impactful. And that just comes down to how to write a good hook, right? And how to bring in something, going back to your very beginning, Shayna, when you talked about, SEO. And we're going back to SEO terms. We want people now to find our content in a day and age when there's a lot of content out there. It's then being, how do they find us? It's actually through really well-written captions. Oh, you guys, this has been so fun. I would love to just hear from you. What have been your biggest takeaways as you've researched this? And we can kind of just jump in when who's ever ready, but I just want to hear from you. What have you loved to learn in putting this all together?
I just feel like it takes a lot of work to post something on social media. Normally, like I'm no content creator, so I rarely post, but normally I just choose a picture and like write something really simple. But I feel like a lot goes into it. It's like, hey, what video should I do? What sound should I have with it? What's a good hook? How can I tell the story without the sound? And it just makes me think a lot more, and I think I'll pay attention a lot more when I'm watching those videos on TikTok and Instagram to see how they're doing it and applying that.
That's awesome, Ellie. Thank you. You're becoming a true strategist. I love it.
Yeah, to go along with that, Allie, I just feel like to go back to that writing your caption or comment or whatever, sometimes I realize like people actually do like me and when I do post. Like I recently did like how me and my husband met and kind of our story. And everyone loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so loved. And I don't normally like tell a whole story, but I think it definitely captures people's eyes and they like to read about it.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that, the algorithm loves authenticity as long as you market your authentic life in the right way and you're strategic in that way. I feel like that's the biggest takeaway I had.
That's awesome.
Yeah, personally, I think algorithm is so fun because you don't know if you're gonna go viral like the day of, like in 3 days or in like 2 years. And I feel like posting it personally, it takes me so much time to like post something because like I overthink, and I was like, should I post this? Is someone gonna care what I'm gonna post, when I'm gonna share? And I feel like something that we should learn and remember is that we are here to spread love and like joy to everyone. And you don't know if you're gonna change someone's life with your post.
Well, I think we could have ended it there, but something that really intrigued me in all of this process was just being able to understand algorithm in itself, and just, I mean, like Shayna was explaining, like how you could make a big difference in people's lives, and I think that's the whole point. I mean, algorithm, I mean, is an interesting topic because like a lot of this stuff comes off of randomness and authenticity. So I think it's very intriguing to see like what comes about in it, all of it. And I mean, it's definitely an interesting topic, like I mentioned. But yeah, I think audio definitely played a role. I think storytelling plays a role. I think all of it. I think it's like a pie. Everything plays into it. So I mean, um, happy to be here. So
I love it. Oh, you guys, I'm so happy to be with you today. So thank you so much. Thank you just for all the research you did. This was a lot of fun for me. So thank you for joining this edition of Stratazine, and make sure to check out additional podcasts and digital and social media on our YouTube channel.